Recording. Recording.
Town presentation for March 3rd, 2026. Looks like we only have one major item on the agenda, so it should be a quick meeting. However, first we need to approve it from February 3rd. Are there any comments, edits, changes? Not from anyone? Can I have a motion to approve the minutes? Shelley, motion, second? Second. Sean, second. All in favor of approving this from February 3rd?
Aye.
All right. Let's go to the first agenda. It's PLC 26-07. LaRoche Plan Number 1 subdivision, block and lot 827 with 338. Is there a presentation?
I am from LaRoche University, but the engineers, I believe, were supposed to make a presentation. I can speak to it, but I wouldn't know the technical elements of it.
Well, give it a try.
Yeah, can you step up to the microphone, please? Thank you.
So, my name is Jennifer Engel. I'm the Executive Director of the Intercaso Center for Lifelong Learning at LaRoche University, and I am a part of the leadership group that has been working with the sisters on this incredibly generous gift that they made to LaRoche. The parcels in question is just a gift. It's for LaRoche to continue its educational mission and just expand some of its offerings. The tax status doesn't change. The program and offerings that we will continue to do will not change. They'll all be mission aligned partners, and it doesn't impact parking really at all, because again, the scope of what's taking place on the property isn't going to change. It's really just a change of ownership.
But the lot lines are changing, so the parking may not be on the lot with the.
We actually aligned the lot so that the parking would go with the property. So the sisters will still have a portion of parking in theirs for the residents that they use. And then the mother house, the parking in the front, there's a portion of the parking lot in the back would all go with the mother house, with the large facility that is being gifted to the university.
And you can see up there, you probably know it by heart, but there it is up there if you need to see it. The lot number 2, which I'm correctly, is the lot that is being gifted to LaRoche. Do I have that right?
Correct. That is correct.
Okay, so the sisters are retaining lot number 1.
Yes, with the soccer field and right along Cumberland.
And how far back does lot 2 go? So I was trying to align the plans, but E&A.
I think that's on sheet 2.
Sheet 2.
I can speak on it for you just because I've looked at these plans. And so if you follow from onto page 2, lot number 2 on the left, the sheet, there's a 2-story brick building, the Maria de la Roche Center, directly south of that on this plan sheet is you'll see a 50-foot rear setback, and then across the page from west to east, there is a line, like a jagged line that splits the parcels, and you can see where it mentions the setbacks. That line, and I'll pull it up on the plan here. That line is the property boundary for proposed lot 2.
So my biggest question regarding all that is, how does someone get to the parking lots? I didn't see any mention of easements across the existing drives.
So again, this would be an engineering, but there are shared driveways now. And so those shared driveways would continue in place. So there is egress into both, and
But it's a legal change now. Kelly, are there easements or something on that?
No, the only easement that is shown on here, I believe, is the sanitary sewer easement. So we had a question on here to just show any other easements that are going to be created based off of the addition of the lot line.
Would we not need to have easements to get to those parking lots the driveways, it's a separate lot now. It's not.
It's shared currently, but that's because it's owned by one entity.
correct. And so this is part of the transfer, part of the gift. the Sisters of Divine Providence and LaRoche University are entering into a partnership agreement where there are, we're still able to share the roads and other elements. I will say that's probably an engineering question and outside of my realm.
Okay,
So I do apologize
It's
for
a-
not being able to answer this.
Yeah.
Absolutely, no, I
I can also note from a comment from the staff report. I spoke to a gentleman that worked at LaRoche. I believe he was the director of the finance department.
This is Glenn Talley.
Yes, I spoke with Glenn. There was a comment in our staff report regarding the addressing of the LaRoche property. Through that process of addressing, there will be a formalization of the access streets. It was something that I actually have documentation from 16 years ago where they had attempted to do some type of naming to the streets for fire access. And speaking with our current fire marshal, there actually is an active issue with these sites and with the addressing. And I'm currently in the process of coordination with Allegheny County. So in the US Postal Service. And the reason I mention that in relation to this is that I believe that any issue with access on these properties will be rectified through the addressing and the creation of those access roads.
Correct.
And I'll just I'll leave that comment there. But that is something
But
that
the access roads are still private, correct?
correct.
Will be private, and this lot are separate now.
Correct.
So does there not need to be a legal agreement?
Yeah, so what she had just mentioned is that there was an agreement between the sisters and LaRoche. So what that would have to be is that
No,
that would have to be formalized onto the plan
Yes.
through a comment that was addressed on the Gateway engineering letter from
We
220.
can definitely take care of that.
And then the other question was on this corner. Right here, so it's the parcel along Cumberland,
Yes.
and that drive kind of touches the lot. Do you want to see my drawing?
You mean, yes, right here.
Yeah, that curve
Mm-hmm.
right here. Is that portion of the lot gonna have access to this drive that does not indicate?
No, it's actually a hill. So it's actually a soccer field right now. And so there's actually, the hill goes, but this road goes beside it, but the field is actually up here. So there's grass onto there, but not, you can't walk down to the road. You
So
can't.
the only access to this parcel would be way back by Passavant's driveway. Correct?
No, the only access to that parcel is through the normal throughways. There is actually no access onto the campus from Cumberland.
Yeah, it would be this.
All I'm saying is they still have street frontage.
There's too long. back.
Right, but that's part of my concern is getting access here so close to the intersection and all of what's going on there might be a challenge, especially with Passavant exiting and whatever. So really, the safest thing to do would be to exit, and it may end up being something else, but the safest thing to do would be to exit at the Passavant entrance, the main entrance. That's my question.
So actually, when the sisters built their new residential facility, which is on lot
On the back,
one,
yeah.
a little bit lower down, there's no access grant, actual access, only emergency access granted from Cumberland. No one from either property can access Cumberland at all, currently. There's an emergency access right near the sisters portion. But you can't, you can enter on Babcock. There are 3 different entrances or exits on Babcock. And then there's one on Duncan on the LaRoche property, but there's no street access from Cumberland. There is a path, a sidewalk that you can enter onto the McCandless sidewalk and walk across the street to Passavant, but there is no road. There's only an emergency access to the back of the sisters' property.
So then the access to the new convent would be to lot 1 would be through lot 2?
Correct, which would be a part of the,
Which is what they had
Yes.
just mentioned with a formalization of an easement agreement. That will have to be formalized prior to any recording of a plan, because it is a requirement for these parcels to have access.
okay. Mhm.
And that comment was mentioned in that the letter that was sent to the applicant.
Yes. Yeah, currently the addresses actually are both 9,000 Babcock, but LaRoche's city and zip is Pittsburgh, PA 15237, and the sisters portion is Allison Park, PA 15101.
Really?
I think all of
Yes.
the Passavant campus is one address, so.
Yes, yes, so it is, yeah, so we're aware of that, and like I said, that's something that is will be included in the master partnership agreement, because one of the things in the partnership agreement is that we continue to take care of grounds for the sisters. And so we will make sure that any easements that are necessary will be included in the master partnership agreement.
Is the partnership agreement attached to this plan as a note?
It is not at this
Legally.
point, no, because they're still negotiating.
Yeah, it isn't even done yet.
No, but when said and done, how does this plan?
I think to simplify, the access issue that we're discussing here is, there's a number of comments from the engineering review memo and from the Allegheny County review memos that have been sent to your engineer. They all are relatively minor comments that are pretty regular with these type of plans. I think that, having a mention of, in the next iteration of this plan, if it includes easements that showcase the access and that get documented in the recording of this plan, that would suffice for the requirement. Unless you have any other comments, Kelly?
Yeah, I mean, same thing too related to any other easements that are gonna be created and regarding like existing infrastructure, if that's gonna change ownership responsibilities,
Mhm.
or if there's any water kind of going from one site to the other, that'll all just need to be clearly captured. And
The stormwater looks like it's on two, not one, right?
like
Or is the pond not stormwater?
up in the front.
Yeah,
I know there's multiple facilities throughout the site. So like the Sisters new building has 2 or 3 facilities that were put in specifically for that. So I know a lot of the water is shedding back to the site. I don't know exactly from like an area perspective. I do obviously suspect there is area that gets to that wet pond in the front. So it is technically stormwater management there as well. So we just want clarification on, any other easements or anything that's going to be created.
Does this transfer include the corner of Babcock and Duncan? Which
No.
used,
No,
no,
it's-
okay.
Yeah.
I have a question about that anyway, maybe that used to be a dry field or, only, now it's a standing pond.
Right.
What changed?
That's not pertinent to.
No, it's just like,
I'll just say that we need to stay on discussion of the topic. The applicant is not supposed to be answering questions about the property. We have to maintain on what they're applying for. If you want to ask that question outside of this meeting, that's something that you can do then, but
you know the answer?
I do not know the
Oh,
answer to
okay.
that question.
well, do we have the whole boundaries of lot 2 here? What is La Roche, or is it just, are we assuming that is La Roche another lot? You know what I mean?
This is taking the current scope of what is aligned in this plan. Showcases what they are proposing for subdivision. It doesn't include the entirety of the parcel next to the property
So that's my question.
that they also own.
Right, but
This
it's a
is,
separate
yes,
parcel.
it's a separate parcel. Yeah, there's no consolidation within this
No
plan.
consolidation.
Yeah.
That was the question, because La Roche is bigger than this.
Correct.
Yes.
Correct.
Okay. So it sounds like there are a number of issues have to be addressed. How do you want to proceed in this meeting? We're not ready to approve or reject, I don't think. Do you want to table it till next time? I'm asking, I don't know. What makes the most sense administratively?
Secretly, it would make the most sense to table it, so that way the comments can be addressed and we can have a clean.
No questions, right?
To move forward and take official action.
Are you willing to request a table?
Do you have any other comments before we move? Questions from anybody?
I just had, just because I wanted the clarity on the no entrance to on sheet 2. And I think it looks like it's right across from what would be the entrance to Passavant. It looks like, is that the emergency drive?
There is an emergency drive across from Passman. I believe it's
Yeah.
closer to the ER.
Right here.
And it's the emergency access to the sisters.
Oh, over here. I'm sorry.
No, that's Passavant. I think that this is,
It's this right
Right,
here's the
that's
one
what goes to,
that goes to the sisters' property. That's the emergency drive.
Yeah.
The fire truck.
There's no throughway at all.
well, it's just, there's a line on
it
here
looked like a cut.
that looks like
That's
it's,
a cut,
it's
yeah.
at least a reserved curb cut. It may not be developed, and I was just curious about that. You see what I'm talking, where I'm talking about? right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, is that, I guess, why is it shown in here?
What, I wasn't sure what you were referencing.
He's referencing. Right here. There's apparently a curb cut that was proposed at some point for, and we're curious, because this is the emergency drive that the
Eco Village.
is using, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, that's the eco village,
Yeah,
which.
I think initially they had requested a actual road from Cumberland, but it was denied, I think, in one of the planning development because they didn't want a thoroughfare because you could cut through Duncan and cut through the back of the property and so it still needs to be there for access for the sisters, if there's an ambulance, if there's whatever needs to come in that way. So it may be cut as a curb, but somehow at one point it was blocked off with cones during construction. I haven't been on that side of the property to see what is there now, but you can't access. It's a big giant dirt pile actually right now.
Okay, cause I'm referencing it because the county picked up on the
Absolutely.
access issue, we've talked about it, and so I just don't remember there being any kind of an entrance there, but.
Yeah, the plan is not to make that the access for the sisters to gain access to their lot. It would be through an easement through the rest of the LaRoche, soon to be LaRoche property. Yes.
that's the emergency. That's right. Drive that goes to the emergency. Yeah.
One of the things,
I was thinking we were further up.
I don't know any of your names, but we do have a note that we've been talking to the McCandless Planning Director, Matthew.
That's me.
Well, that makes sense then, about trying to negotiate with 911 and Allegheny County to make sure that we have everything down. We have emergency action plans in place, but again, go to 9,000 Babcock Boulevard and you could be anywhere in 80 acres. So we're working through that.
Okay,
So then I would request a motion to table. Is that the way?
yeah, we'll do that. Unless there's any other comments or questions or concerns from anyone. Looks like we don't have any general public here other than you, but can we have a motion to table this until the issues are addressed?
I'll move to table.
Sean moves a second.
I'll second.
Second, Ian, all in favor of tabling? Aye. Opposed? It appears to be tabled.
The engineers owe you.
What?
The engineers owe you.
Okay.
Surprise.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And again, no public that I see, so no reason for general public comment at this point.
Yeah.
So this will be short and sweet. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
I'll second.
Jess, it is. There we go, Jess. All in favor of adjournment? Opposed? We are finished. Thank you.
Hey, thanks for jumping on, Mark. You have a good night.
Yeah, it was a lot shorter than the town council meeting a couple weeks ago.
Good, for sure. Go to that?
Recording that?
I was in North Carolina, so the first one, and I streamed.
Oh, yeah, I watched it later.
Yes.
No, well, I didn't, I'm not gonna.
We had sent over the information.
I believe
from
my seat. Puts no
Okay.
passion enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's exactly, I feel the same
So,
way.
and I